Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
Iraq's weapons of mass
A
destruction.
clear threat to the United States.
There's dozens of ballistic missiles.
It has sponsored and sheltered terrorists.
Paying suicide
Chemical
bombers.
weapons are equally chosen.
Biological weapons, including anthrax and botulism toxin.
Biological and chemical agent to kill millions of people.
Chemical weapons, including VX and sarin, mustard gas.
To a massive and sudden horror.
Massive death and destruction.
Death on a massive scale.
The danger to our country is grave. The danger to our country is growing. The Iraqi regime possesses biological and chemical weapons. The Iraqi regime is building the facilities necessary to make more biological and chemical weapons. And according to the British government, the Iraqi regime could launch a biological or chemical attack in as little as 45 minutes after the order were given. The regime has long-standing and continuing ties to terrorist organizations, and there are al-Qaeda terrorists inside Iraq. The regime is seeking a nuclear bomb, and with fissile material could build one within a year.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass death.
Saddam has resumed his efforts to acquire nuclear weapons.
Develop nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons.
The intelligence that we were operating off was correct.
The quality of our intelligence operation, I think we're better than anybody else.
We gathered a lot of intelligence. That intelligence was good, sound intelligence.
But we now know that Saddam has resumed his efforts to acquire nuclear weapons.
Delay in decision and inaction could lead to a massive and sudden horror.
It simply makes no sense to wait any longer.
Take action before it's too late.
We will not wait.
As President Bush has said, time is not on our side.
If someone is waiting for a so-called smoking gun, it's certain that we will have waited too long.
We don't want the smoking gun to be a mushroom cloud.
We cannot wait for the final proof, the smoking gun, that could come in the form of a mushroom cloud.
There are al-Qaeda in Iraq.
Saddam Hussein cavorts with terrorists.
Secretly and without fingerprints, he could provide one of his hidden weapons to terrorists or help them develop their own. From 3 Iraqi defectors, we know that Iraq in the late 1990s had several mobile biological weapons labs. Saddam Hussein had the materials to produce as much as 500 tons of sarin, mustard, and VX nerve agent. Saddam Hussein had materials sufficient to produce more than 38,000 liters of botulinum toxin, enough to subject millions of people to death by respiratory failure. Our intelligence sources tell us that he has attempted to purchase high-strength aluminum tubes suitable for nuclear weapons production. The International Atomic Energy Agency confirmed in the 1990s that Saddam Hussein had an advanced nuclear weapons development program. The British government has learned that Saddam Hussein recently sought significant quantities of uranium from Africa.
I didn't use the uranium at that point because I didn't think that was sufficiently strong as evidence to present before the world.
In October, for the Cincinnati speech, not for the State of the Union, but the Cincinnati speech, George Tenet asked that this be taken out of the Cincinnati speech, the reference to yellow cake. It was taken out of the Cincinnati speech because whenever the Director of Central Intelligence wants something out, it's gone.
How to get back in?
It's not a matter of getting back in. It's a matter, Tim, that 3+ months later, people didn't remember that George Tenet had asked that it be taken out of the Cincinnati speech, and then it was cleared by the agency.
We found the weapons of mass destruction. We found biological laboratories.
Everybody knows that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction.
I have every reason to believe that the intelligence that we were operating off was correct.
No question we have said that Saddam Hussein possesses biological and chemical weapons.
We know where they are. They're in the area around Tikrit and Baghdad and east, west, south, and north somewhat.
All this will be made clear in the course of the operation for whatever duration it takes.
And are you confident that you'll also find weapons of mass destruction?
I believe we will find evidence of the programs of chemical and biological weapons, yes.
How about the actual weapons?
Well, I just don't know. Let's wait and see what the team that's over there...
Inspections continue with our new exploitation teams that have been brought in.
And that we will in fact find
weapons or evidence of weapons programs that are conclusive.
It is somewhat puzzling, I think, that you can have 100% certainty about the weapons of mass destruction's existence and zero certainty about where they are.
Do you agree, and does it matter whether or not you find those weapons?
We might ask the Prime Minister that. We won't be proven wrong.
This is a process that takes some time, and it will ebb and flow.
One thing we know is that he had a weapons program.
I don't know anybody that I can think of who has contended that the Iraqis had nuclear weapons.
And we believe he has, in fact, reconstituted nuclear weapons.
But on the specific issue of weapons of mass destruction, it's going to take time, and we're going to have to be patient.
Over time, the truth will come out.
Now, it's going to take time to find anything because they've had...
People will find that we presented a solid case, a case that is there and was there and will remain there.
So it's going to take a period of time to find the people. I don't think we'll discover anything myself.
I believe that we will find the truth, and the truth is he was developing a program for weapons of mass destruction.
I think what will happen is we'll discover people who will tell us where to go find it.
You're not going to find it simply in a house-to-house search. You're going to find it when people start to talk to you.
It is not like a treasure hunt where you just run around looking everywhere hoping you find something. I just don't think that's going to happen. The inspectors didn't find anything, and I doubt that we will.
Are people going to find out the truth? And the truth will say that this intelligence is good intelligence, no doubt in my mind.
What we will do is find the people who will tell us. There are a lot of people who lie and get away with it. And that's just a fact.
Is U.S. credibility on the line over weapons of mass destruction in Iraq?
I'm not exactly sure what that means.
What we have done is we have taken estimates looking at different variables and said, if this were the case on this variable and then on this variable, but there's so many variables that the numbers of possible point answers create a range that simply isn't useful.
I will soon submit to Congress a request for $87 billion.
So the money's going to come from Iraqi oil revenue, as everyone has said. They think it's going to be something like $2 billion this year. They think it might be something like 15, 12 next year. They think it might be something like 18 to 20 plus the next 19. The next year.
We did not have perfect foresight. We did not have perfect foresight. We did not have perfect foresight.
Massive and sudden, massive and sudden, massive and sudden horror.
Massive death and destruction. Massive death and destruction. Massive death and destruction.
Death on a massive scale. Death on a massive scale.
The danger to our country is grave. The danger to our country is grave. The danger to our country is grave.
Death on a massive scale.
Biological and chemical weapons.
Massive death and destruction.
Grave. Ties to terrorist organizations.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass death. Weapons of mass death. Weapons of mass death. Weapons of mass death. Mass death. Mass death.
Weapons of mass destruct. Weapons of mass destruct. Weapons of mass destruct. Weapons of mass destruct. Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass death.
Nuclear weapons. 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 Nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapon. Nuclear weapon. Nuclear weapon. Develop nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. A lot of intelligence. A lot of intelligence. A lot of intelligence. A lot of intelligence.
Weapons of mass destruction.
That intelligence was good. That intelligence was good, sound intelligence.
Before it's too late.
We will not wait. We will not wait. We will not wait. We will not wait.
Smoking gun. Smoking gun. Smoking gun.
Smoking gun. Smoking gun. Smoking gun. Smoking gun. Smoking gun.
The smoking gun. The smoking gun. The smoking gun. The smoking gun. The smoking gun. That could come in the form of a mushroom cloud, 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 a mushroom cloud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
1, 0.